Hi, I'm Ryan, and for my final trend story, I'm doing a story about the gender wage gap, which is a term we hear used a lot in modern society, but something that not a lot of people understand. So I'm going to give you a few facts about the gender wage gap. First of all, the average woman still only makes about 77 cents to the average man's dollar, which is a pretty big disparity in pay differences. Also, since the 1980s, the trend in the gender wage gap has only gone down about half a cent every single year. So we're seeing graphs that instead of closing into a narrow point are just plateauing, which is really interesting considering that our society has become more and more modern with less of a tolerance for sexism. However, unfortunately, sexism still exists in the workplace, which does attribute to some of the gender wage gap. Within jobs, there are mechanisms that are in place that still bar women from advancing as high as their male counterparts. Some of these include women not coming up for promotions as often, or women being excluded from banter in the workplace that is designed specifically for men. But the most important thing to note about the gender wage gap is the idea of occupational sex segregation, which is where men and women are funneled into two different types of jobs, women going more towards low-paying jobs such as social work, for instance, and men going into jobs such as computer science that are more high-paying. And this accounts for the biggest disparity in the gender wage gap. Recently, one of our sociology professors at UGA, Jeremy Reynolds, did a study about the professors and their wages compared to other universities and saw that women are still being paid less than men in the professor career. This is mostly due to the fact that women are more likely to be associate professors, whereas men are more likely to be tenured faculty professors, just kind of going along with the general idea that women and men are funneled into different categories. Recently, Provost Whitten has launched a new campaign called the Women's Leadership Initiative that hopes to address some of these issues for women in order to make UGA a more equitable campus for gender equality.